Spirit Sports Consultants presents
College football week 0. We got 4 games we're interested in for this week. We're going to get into a detailed look a little bit later. We got Navy Notre Dame, we've got Florida at Utah, and a couple others, so stay with us.
Well, for this video, we're going to start out with Navy against Notre Dame. Can't say at because it's a neutral site in Dublin, Ireland. These two teams have a long history, and this will be the third time the two teams have faced each other in Dublin, Ireland, so we really look forward to this one. We'll talk details here in a second. And our second game is going to be Florida at Utah. This is a rematch of last year's opener in which Utah went into Florida as a light favorite, and Florida took it to them and really impressed and showed off what Anthony Richardson can do. This time it's a rematch in Utah. Let's look at the Navy and Notre Dame game in a little bit more detail. For one thing, the line is Notre Dame minus 20.5 points. Looking at recent history, you're going to look just back to last year. The game was very closely fought. Notre Dame built up a big lead, but ultimately the final score was Notre Dame 35, Navy 32. So that's 3 points. Even if you consider that Notre Dame scores 35, that would mean they'd have to win 35-14 to cover that spread. We think Navy can score a little bit more than that, so we're leaning towards Navy. Another factor that benefits Navy is the familiarity with Notre Dame. They play every year, and that familiarity is an edge for an underdog. But one thing we really love, Navy's rush defense allows fewer than 90 yards per game. And Notre Dame features a strong rush offense, so we think that they're going to slow them down a little bit and have an advantage. And also, if you look at Notre Dame's history from last season, big losses to Marshall and Stanford, games they should have won. They had big wins against Clemson and South Carolina, impressive, but those losses are a concern. We look at the 20.5 point line, and we see an advantage towards Navy. So we're going to say look for the 21 if you have to buy up that half point just to cover the 3 touchdown margin, but we're going to make that our spirit pick for this week. And the second game on our list is going to be Florida at Utah. Utah is favored by 4.5 points. This line just earlier this week when I put out the first version of this video was 7. So we think this is an indication. We don't have confirmation. I think this is an indication that Cam Rising will not play. So on the Florida side, we see that they did win the game last year quite impressively against a ranked Utah team. Had a strong recruiting class that puts them in great position. Defense is always strong. It's SEC strong, right? It's going to be the strongest defensive conference as a rule in the country. On the Utah side, the big question, of course, is this quarterback Cam Rising playing? We think he's an emotional leader, tough guy. We would think, though, that Utah's going to hold back. They don't want to risk the entire season on one game. But we still like the 4.5 points. We wouldn't like 7, because this is a revenge game, and you do have an elevation advantage playing at altitude in Utah like they are in the mountainous area. So we're going to flag this as a conditional pick. We still like Utah minus 4.5. But if Cam Rising, we know for a fact he doesn't play, look at the under as a potential alternative, because we have to figure that Utah's not going to score as much, then Florida will likely score below average as well. UMass at New Mexico State. We like New Mexico State minus 7 in this one. We really like the Aggie offense. And then looking west, we have Ohio going out to face San Diego State. We see the better offense going on the road, so we're going to lean to the under on this one. We think under 49 is the play here.
That's all for this time. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to sharing our future videos with you.